Thanks for joining today's Snapshot for Thursday, May 28th for the people of Dr. Martin Luther Church. The Lord be with you, and thanks for joining today. This week we are talking about the fruits of the Spirit because on Sunday we'll be celebrating the coming of the Spirit at Pentecost. Again, I encourage you to wear red if you so like while you're watching that online video. Imagine Paul writing the church in Galatia, early Christian community in Turkey. And he says they should bear the fruits of their spirit in their daily living. Love, joy, peace, faithfulness, you know them. But they had to scratch their head at the last one. Also, exhibit in your life self-control. What? Who likes self-control? St. Augustine, the 5th century church leader, the most famous church leader of the early church, famously offered this prayer before his conversion. Lord, give me chastity and continence, but not yet. People loved him because he was just like everybody else. Well, why is the gift of the Spirit, the gift of self-control so important to us? Well, I think it's the gift that helps us with our everyday living. You know, not every day is a highlight day, a golden sunset day. I remember the church songs at camp. I've got peace like a river, down in my soul. I've got joy, 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 down in my heart. Well, you know, some days we don't have peace like a river and we don't have joy, joy, joy in our heart. A lot of days are dull with scraping the house, painting, planting, doing everyday tasks, helping our neighbors or our kids, our nieces and nephews with their math. They're just ordinary days. Well, on those days, that's when we need self-control. Without self-control, we might be gone on a trip somewhere alone in a motel and think, you know, I need to spice up my life a little bit. Or at the end of a long day of quarantine, you may say, you know, it wouldn't hurt me to have a couple more beers. Or we might think during the dull days, you know what? I deserve that quart of ice cream. With the spirit of self-control, we can avoid those temptations and those things that lead to problems in our life. You know, the main reason I think we follow self-control and try to exhibit self-control is because of what Jesus did. Remember his style of living? He was with the same disciples day after day after day. He preached to the same crowds day after day, telling them about how to show love to one another and to God. Every time they rejected his method and his style and his example, he kept on going with self-control, even all the way to the cross. I heard a great theologian, Robert Jensen, once say, the fruit of the Spirit of self-control is the dull fruit of the Spirit. But when you see Jesus, you understand it has all the excitement of God. Let's conclude with this hymn. Let us ever walk with Jesus, follow his example pure, through a world that would deceive us, and to sin our spirits lure. Onward in his footsteps treading, travelers here, our home above, full of faith and hope and love. Let us do our Savior's bidding. Faithful Lord, with me abide. I shall follow where you guide. The Lord be with you today. Blessings.